All right, y'all, so welcome back. If you've not been here before, my name is Brad Allen. I am the broker and owner of a small boutique real estate company, about 20 years into it. And today we're gonna be talking about building a sphere of influence. This is a major part of real estate agents' businesses that honestly, they don't put a lot of time and energy into. So I'm gonna take you through a 3-part series really of compiling your database, reviving your database, and then actually what happens when you add people to your database. So first and foremost, let's talk about a database. If you're a real estate agent and you don't have an actual CRM that you're putting people into, like you're just the sticky note queen, I'm gonna argue that you don't actually have a database and you're not really in the real estate business, because what you're doing every day is you're playing defense and you're not allowing your network and the people you know to actually work for you. So I'm not actually gonna talk you into using a database. Hopefully you're watching this because you want to. So there's no talking anybody into anything anymore, right? So it's gonna suck. Let's just be very honest. Creating a database is overwhelming. It's cumbersome. There's a lot that goes into it. And honestly, it's gonna suck. But we're gonna work through it, because once you get through this and you get that muscle memory down, that every time you talk to somebody, every time you meet somebody, they go into your CRM, that will really help you create business for life. My goal with every single agent that I work with and everyone that I coach is when they wake up January 1st of every single year, hopefully half of their business will actually call them. And hopefully it gets better than that, but that's my first goal when it comes to agents. So if that sounds good to you, let's get started. One thing I want to recommend is everybody hates a CRM. I get it. There aren't any great ones and there aren't any bad ones, but I did find one that I really do enjoy. It's called Follow Up Boss. It's a great product. I can connect you with them. Just shoot me a DM and I'll get you somebody on the phone. But they are a great resource for creating a database that is intuitive, that just really focuses on helping you in your database and not having all these extra tools that are going to get overwhelming and you're not going to learn them, so why even have it? Follow Up Boss. It's a great CRM. All right, so now that we've all agreed that you need a CRM, here's what the first step needs to be. You've got to compile everybody that you know. Now, before you freak out, we are not calling these people and asking them to buy and sell houses. Right now, we're just making a list. And the easiest way to do that is go through your phone. Go through your phone, literally start the first person and work your way through it. Now, what are we going to do with these people? Well, my recommendation is we're going to start with a spreadsheet. I don't want to put them directly into your CRM right now because it gets lost in there with all the information that you've got. So I'm going to start on an actual spreadsheet. If you need a template for a spreadsheet, shoot me a DM or put a comment below. I'd be happy to share the one that I give my agents when they're first starting their database, because it's just very simple and I'm a very visual person. So if I've got somebody in there but I'm missing a piece of content for them, I can see it very clearly rather than having to scroll through my CRM for days and not knowing what I do and I don't have. So once you get these people, again, you can go through your phone, you can go through your graduation list, baby announcements, wedding invitations, go through your Facebook friend list, whatever it is, go and write down everybody you know. I don't care if they live in your city or your country, write them down. Now, once we've got this list sort of compiled, now becomes the cumbersome work. It's gonna take some time, so don't freak out, don't try and do it in a day, don't try and do it in a week, but take your time. And here's a little pro tip I like to tell our agents. What really helps me get database information from potential clients or friends, like let's say somebody's in my phone and I've got their name and I got their number, I don't have their email or their address. Do I really want to call this person and say, hey, can I have your address? And be like, what the hell for? So I have come up with a really cool way that you can do this on the sly and it doesn't feel weird, but you need to be able to throw an event. So you can call it a client event. If you're just starting out in the business, we call it a launch event where we're launching our new business model. But either way, start with this in mind. When are you going to have this event? I'd probably say, 2 or 3 months out. But now, once you got everybody on the spreadsheet and you see that you're missing a piece of content, you can call them and say, hey, Steve, I just realized I don't have your address and I want to send you an invite to an event I'm throwing in 3 months. Can I get that for you? And also be on the lookout. If you have their address, great. Maybe you need their email address, vice versa. You send a physical invitation, you're also going to send an email invitation. If you don't have their phone number, I'd probably argue that they don't need to be in your database because you probably don't know them. So that's where I would start. But again, use the idea of having an event to really launch this thing so you're asking people for their contact information and it doesn't feel so weird. So to finalize this database management process, one, you need to keep it on the spreadsheet till you probably have 95% of everybody's contact information. Phone, email, address. Like, we need that no matter what. And once you have about 95% of it, then you can upload it to your CRM using a CSV file. It's super easy to do. If you don't know how to do it, ask somebody half your age, they'll know how to do it. It's pretty simple. But one last thing, before you upload it, you're gonna need to categorize these people. And what I mean by categorizing is we've come up with a method, and it's not just our method, we've kind of compiled this over the years, of knowing if somebody's gonna be able to give us business easily or maybe not. So that leads us into our next segment. How do we know these people and what they can do for our business? That might sound very, kind of sterile and not fun because you're talking about people in terms of what they can do for you. But I hate to break to you, in this business, it's all about relationships and who can give us the most business with us not having to ask for it. So I like to call it chess, not checkers. If I know somebody's got a lot of business to potentially give me, I want to approach them a different way than maybe somebody that doesn't have that ability. So we're going to walk into the next segment. We're going to talk about the different classifications and how you can pinpoint the people that might be the highest and best use to your business because they're around people more often. So there's 5 categories that we believe in that really help a database be categorized by. One is your core. Now this is the unicorns of all unicorns. Yeah, eventually I would love for you in 20 years to have 25 people in this category. So here's what a core is. A core is a person, typically a business person or somebody that's in business to business sales that's in front of a lot of people. And they have the ability to send you a referral once a month. That doesn't mean you have a closing once a month, but we have found that if you have a core person that meets that criteria, that they can send you a referral once a month, you'll probably close half. So you're gonna get 6 deals. So of course, if you have 10 people in that database, there's 60 deals right there. But these, like I said, are very big unicorns because they're not always, out there for you to find. So we're going to talk in one of our next videos about how to find these core members and how to utilize them to the best of your ability. But right now, I just want to put this tag out there. So as you go through your spreadsheet, you need to put next to everybody's name that you think could have the ability to send you a referral a month. Doesn't mean they actually have it, but they could. Typically, like I said, core members are business owners, but here's one thing I don't want you to get bogged down with. Lenders, attorneys, and title people, insurance agents, they're not really good core members for you. These people typically get referrals from us, the agents, and they don't typically have a person to reciprocate with all the time. So don't go out there and meet every lender and think that they're going to be a good core member for you because they already have their go-to agent that they've grown up with. So don't put a lot of stock in those 4 categories. More so look at people like hairstylists, dry cleaners, therapists, divorce attorneys, people like that that are always dealing with people in the public sector, and just make a list. So again, as you're going through your database, mark those people off. The next section I want to talk about are your raving fans. Now, raving fans, this is an easy one. These are your ride to dies. These are your best friends or people that really do care about you. You're going to see these people all the time. Maybe it's your kid's soccer game. They come over for birthday parties. When you have a football viewing party, they're there as well. They're in your life. And the definition we give raving fans is they are people that will give you business if they have the opportunity. So I like to use the example of a full-time parent, right? They're fully focused on raising their kids. They may not be in the workforce. They're not a core because they don't see that many people day in and day out. But if they're at a restaurant and they heard somebody say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house, they would get up and slap your business card on the table and be like, you need to call my boy Brad. So these people are going to send you business. But the thing here with them is to make sure that they are your ride to dies. Our next video, we're going to talk about having conversations with these different categories to make sure that they are actually on board to be your raving fans and cores. But these people are great. You're going to know a lot of them. And this is where we really want to put a lot of time and energy of making sure that without a doubt, they would actually still recommend you, even if you're on trial for murder. The third category we're going to go into is kind of a catch-all a little bit. It's our sphere of influence and our past clients. It's kind of meshed together. Here's the thing with these people. They would send you business if they remembered you're in business, right? So we all know the stats that 87% of past clients would recommend their agent again or highly recommend them, but only 14% do. And that's on us as real estate agents because we kind of suck at the follow-up. And we suck at the follow-up because we don't have a database to help us remind us to stay in touch with them. So hence the reason we're here at this video. The thing with the past clients in the sphere of influence category is we don't know if they want to send us business or not. They may be best friends with a real estate agent already. They may be married to a real estate agent. We're not real sure. But we do know that we've got to do a little bit more work to try and get them to the next level of raving fan. So when it comes to the sphere of influence and past clients, for every 25 people you have in this database, you'll probably get one deal from them a year. So you got to do a lot of work to really get a lot of gold out of these people. But at the end of the day, there is gold there. But this is where we start everybody, and then we work them up if they will commit to being a raving fan. More to come on that in the next video. The next one, I call it our farm. Now, 30 years ago, farms were geographical. They were your neighborhood. This is my territory. This is my farm. I look at it now more as a social farm. What do you do for fun? CrossFit, go to the gym, church, whatever it might be. Those are the farms now. They're not geographic, they're more social. So those are people that would know you through marketing that you could probably wave your hand at and say, hey, good to see you, like when you're at church, but you really don't know who they are other than their name. Those are people we just kind of compile them there in that farm category. But we want to make sure we know where we know them from, hence church, CrossFit, whatever you might do. And the last category I want to talk about is one people really don't put a lot of effort into, but it's good, easy money. This is your sphere out of town. This is everybody you know that lives out of your geographic area. There is really good money here to be made through referrals and everything else. So we don't want to just discount these people and throw them out of our database because, again, we're compiling everybody, but we will have a different approach, maybe a lot softer approach to staying in touch with these people so we can get business from them even if they might live 10 states away. All right, so in closing, we've kind of talked about why it's important to have a database. Again, that's going to be on you. If you don't think a database is important, just stop watching the videos because you're not going to want to do it anyways. But if you do, I've given you the 5 criteria that you need to tag people with, and I've given you ideas and the way to compile these people before uploading them in your database. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to revive the people you've already got. And the final video, we're going to talk about how to add new people in a systematic way that doesn't sound cheesy or too overwhelming. So stay tuned for the next videos.